But as tradition, we will Noel will read the proclamation, and Noel's been involved with the this event a few times. So we'll read the proclamation, and we shall walk down to South Camp to a better band that Alvin has dedicated to another information board. As you can see, have a good read of the information board if you haven't done before. And then we'll be going to the museum for refreshments and a chin wag. And Alvin might put on a bit of a slideshow. Alvin's our multimedia man. You know, so, cyn i fi ddechrau, before I start, Terry, a ti eisiau dod i ddeud darn? Terry's going to say a piece. Mike? Say it. Chi'n clywed fi? Okay, right. This is only to put a connection between the Welsh and the Irish. Today we stand near the spot where Frongoch camp stood, the place that was made historic by the sacrifice of heroes in Ireland, because it was at that place 1,800 Irishmen were imprisoned after the Easter Rising in 1916. Men perhaps physically broken, but not broken in spirit. They came here as prisoners of an unjust empire, but left as soldiers with a dream for the future. But although some of us here today are Welsh and not Irish, and although time separates us from these heroes, the spirits of two countries that long to breathe as free nations bind us both across history. Last year I spoke the words of James Fintan Lawlor, a member of the Young Ireland movement. This year, let me recite the words of another member of that group, a young Irishman who was proud of Welsh, a young Irishman who was proud of his Welsh heritage. So let me quote the words of Thomas Davies, the Irish patriot, whose writings struck as surely as any sword. The country of my birth, our education, our recollections, ancestral, personal, national. The country of our love, our friendship, our hope, our country. The cosmopolitan is a natural and base. I would fain say impossible. To act on a world is for those above it, not of it. Patriotism is human philanthropy. These are not just sentimental words. They are a call to remember who we are and reject the lie that loving your people is somehow small, narrow, or parochial. Wales is the country of my birth, just as Ireland was for them. Not only in geography, but also in shaping our souls. This is where the voice that sang to us in the cradle originated, the hill that taught us silence and respect, the chapel that whispered eternity, and the classroom when we first understood the importance of words and meaning of belonging. It is the land of our formal and informal education, where history, singing, hardship and sacrifice have been passed down as a sacred legacy. It is the land of our memories where we hear the stories of our parents and grandparents, the childhood villages and the accents that convey to us that we were home. It is the land of our loves and friends and the connection that grows from the soil alone. It is the land of our hope, which is the most essential thing to grasp, because hope needs a vessel. Wales and Ireland are not just abstract ideas. They are living nations with history and tradition. They must be that vessel again. Today, we are told to abandon this love and blend into the dull fog of globalism, while being told that patriotism is old-fashioned, or worse, dangerous. But I will say this, being an internationalist is not superior. The internationalist is a lost man without roots and without duties. Rootless people cannot build. They can only self-consume and destroy. To act upon the world, it must belong to something, someone, somewhere. This something, someone, and somewhere for me, as it was for them, it's my country. When Thomas Davies said, patriotism is human philanthropy, he meant that to truly serve mankind, we must first serve ourselves. That philanthropy radiates outward, but it does not stem from the abstract. It begins in the home, the village, and the nation. Patriotism is not hatred of others, it is the love for ourselves. And that love is righteous, so let's not be ashamed of it. Let's not look down and apologize for speaking our language or for our way of life. Let's not endanger the future, but seize it. It is rooted in who we are. Let us go forward with our eyes open and our heads held high. More important, let us celebrate the deep connection between the two countries today, as Wales and Ireland merit no less. Erin go bra, Cymru am byth. Diolch yn fawr.
Irish men and Irish women, the name of God and of the dead generations from which you received for all tradition of nationhood. Ireland through us summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal herself. She now seizes that moment and, supported by her exiled children in America, by gallant allies in Europe, by relying on her first own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destiny, to the sudden and the undefensible. The launch of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, and nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In certainty, 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms, standing on that fundamental right and again asserted it in arms in the face of the world. We hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state of its welfare and of its adoration among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby claims the allegiance of every Irishman and Irishwoman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally, and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government, which has divided the minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought this opportune moment and for the establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole people of Ireland and the elected representatives of all our men and women, the provisional government hereby constituted will administer the civil military affairs of the Republic in trust with the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonor it by power, inhumanity, or record. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valor and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny of which it is told. That was signed by Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDiarmid, Paul K. Spears, James Connolly, Thomas McDonough, Eamon Kent, and Joseph Blunt.
Well done going there to the technical difficulties. Right. Curtis, if you'd like to come forward, lay the flowers, lay the lilies, and I'm sure we'll do this in memory, Tom. We'll have put them here by the.
Great man. Great man. Not my husband, Michael Collins. I'm the husband of that. Yes.
Moment silence then for